Hey, and welcome to Sue Rogers' Unedited. Topic for today. You should be able to hire a doctor like you hire a contractor. Thoughts? If you have any, I would love to hear, but think about it. So if you're hiring a contractor for a job, okay, I'm going to give you the example of um, we had a guy come out to give us a quote for redoing our driveway a couple years ago. We actually had multiple people come out to give us quotes on how much it would cost them to redo our driveway. And after looking at the different options, we then selected which one we wanted to do the most, that made the most sense for what we wanted with our budget, and actually meeting the person to get a feel for who they were. And you can judge a book by its cover. You can judge people. You can tell if someone shows up late for their first meeting with you. Do you really want that person doing the job? I don't. If they show up and you don't get like a good first impression or a good gut feeling about them, you're not going to want them doing the job for you because you're going to have to deal with this person for a while. We should be able 100% to do this with our doctors. Like, we shouldn't have to just go to wherever is dictated to us by the insurance companies and within our program, or takes our insurance, because we've dealt with not having traditional insurance, and a lot of people wouldn't take you at all if you are cash pay, private pay clients, which is so dumb, because as a doctor, wouldn't you want somebody who's going to give you the cash right then and there up front and not have to deal with all the insurance crap? I mean, call me crazy, but I personally would want to. I feel like at one point too, I was told by our doctor's office that because of, I believe it was Obamacare, when that kicked in, if they saw anyone who did not have insurance, they would get in trouble for it. So ridiculous, right? So we should be able to interview and audition our doctors. We should be able to meet with a couple of different ones at zero cost, because when you meet with a contractor and they're coming out to give you a bid, those initial meetings cost $0. You don't pay anything until you sign that contract. And if you're smart, you never pay a contractor in full up front. You maybe give a deposit and then you don't give them the rest of their money until they are done with the job, so they can't screw you. Your doctor should be the same way. We should be able to interview multiple doctors to see which one actually listens to us, here's what we're saying, gives us guidance that makes sense to us, and isn't just pushing whatever profits that maybe they're not necessarily looking for. But if you guys don't know anyone who works in pharmaceutical sales or in a doctor's office, like, there's kickbacks. Doctors are getting kickbacks for prescriptions that they write and get filled. Okay, it's a sketchy world out there in that field. I'm not saying doctors are bad. I'm not saying pharmaceutical reps are bad. I know a lot of people that have had those jobs that are awesome people. What I am saying is that I have been in a doctor's office where they gave me a prescription. This chick, not my regular doctor. I went in to have a mole checked, and I knew it was a mole. And this person said, well, just for kicks, I'm going to give you this prescription for this medication for ringworm and rub that on. And if it doesn't do anything, then for sure it's a mole. Why the hell would I put anything on a mole that I know is a mole just for fun, so you can get your little prescription filled and get your kickback on writing this prescription? Hard pass. I walked out of there and ripped that prescription up and threw it away and never went and did anything about it because I knew exactly that I needed to go to the dermatologist to get the mole removed. Like, I've dealt with moles my entire life. I know what a fucking mole looks like. Thank you very much, miss. I went to medical school. It was a joke. When I told my regular doctor what happened about this experience, his jaw dropped to the floor like he could not believe someone in his office did that to us. So my point is, getting back to it, I love getting on tangents, right? You should be able to interview them, pick the one that actually is listening to you, that you like, you know when someone is listening to you, you know when you feel heard, and you know when you can build some trust with somebody that they're actually listening to you and guiding you where like you feel you when you know, okay? When you know it's right, you know. We should be able to 100% do that. Do you know how many people would actually get real care for their real issues if we were able to interview doctors and then pick which one that we wanted to go with? I can't tell you how many times I know people who go into the doctor and say, oh, okay, I've got this going on. So like, okay, well here, just try a round of antibiotics and see if that works. And it does nothing. Okay, well now I'm going to come back in and okay, now we're going to run these other scans or whatever. Also, in the meantime, never giving you any guidance or asking you any questions as to, okay, well, what's your diet like? What are you eating? What are your stress levels? Do you go outside and get any fresh air or exercise? How is your quality of sleep? If they're not asking you any of those things, then they're looking to just find a quick pill solution to give you because that's the easy way. And they also, I'm going to give doctors some credit here too. They're not allowed to spend more than a few minutes with you at a time. And so to be able to really truly hear your health history and what's going on, they can't do that in 5 minutes. Like whatever your health issues are have probably accumulated over time, unless it's something like a broken arm, like, duh, that one's obvious. But if you've got like heartburn issues going on, if you have digestive issues going on, if you have a chronic illness popping up, it's probably a buildup from things that have happened over time. And in a doctor's office, they are not really given the opportunity to get to know root causes of anything. So if they're not asking you all these questions about your diet and exercise and sleep and stress, they're not really going to be able to help you like they should be able to. So we should be able to interview our doctors, dentists, specialists. We should be able to, for free, go in for an initial appointment. And if we don't like it, walk the fuck back out and go find another appointment until we find the right person who actually can help us. Let's make that happen because that would kick ass. Am I right? If you actually have doctors that you like, freaking let me know because that's amazing. And other people would actually like to know too. I can't tell you how many people are on the search for real, open-minded to holistic and nutritional approaches, doctors. We need more of that, you guys, because we're getting sicker and sicker as a society with more medicines being pushed out in society when really a lot of us just need better sleep, real food, not processed food, less stress. And yeah, it's not like we shouldn't be overcomplicating it. So let me know who your doctors are if you have good ones. Share them in the comments or wherever it is that you are listening to this. You know, we're on Anchor, Spotify, YouTube. You can find me over at www.balancedaylife.com. And I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. And I hope if you don't have one already, you are finding and searching for those good doctors.